Let's get started. Welcome, everybody. We are here today doing orientation for UX career track students who are in the September cohort. So welcome, everybody. And this will be a time to go over what you can expect from your time in this course and what kind of resources you have to support you. And so this will be a time too that we will have some sharing. You'll be able to ask questions at the end. If you do have a question during our time, feel free to drop it in the chat box on the right side of your screen. I won't be looking at those questions until the end of the call, but feel free to just drop those in at any time. And also, please make sure that you're muted so that we don't have any background noise. Thanks so much. So thank you so much for making time for this today. And for students who are going to watch this recording later on, also appreciate you so much. We know that everyone couldn't make time at this specific time during their schedule, so we understand that we'll have some folks watching later on. And I want to just welcome you to Springboard. And this is an exciting, this is going to be an exciting 6 months. This course is amazing. And I think you've made an amazing decision to join the career track and be here to, make a big change in your life. So thank you for, your commitment to such a big task, but we hope to make this as, easy as it can be. It's a lot of work, but it's also really rewarding, as most of our students know. And all of our students have, given us great feedback about this course. So let's get started. I want to just go over what you can expect. And we'll talk today a little bit about the support you'll have in the course, along with the structure of the course. And I'll give you some tips at the end that I think will help you succeed as well. And like I said, we'll go into questions after that. So, if you don't want to forget your question, you can always just type it into the chat and leave it there for the end. So course support starts with your student advisor. This is me. I'm Jess. I have a background in education, and so I'm here to support students. I've worked previously at a university where I was teaching English and writing. And I've also tutored students and worked one-on-one with students as well. And so I'm really passionate about working with students and looking forward to working with all of you. And, my career background isn't in UX, but I'm also a student of UX. So I'm learning alongside you, but I'm here to support you as you're planning out your time in this course, how to make the most of it. I'm here to support you in setting goals, keeping you accountable. And really, any questions or concerns you have about your experience in the course, you can always direct those to me, and I'm happy to chat. Along with me, you also have Andre Martins. He will be there for you in our community. If you haven't seen it already, and that's okay, but we do have a community on Slack that everyone is a part of or invited to be a part of. So some of you have joined already. If you haven't, that's okay. It's in the first unit of the course. You'll see an invite to join Slack. And so you'll be in there, and if you ever have questions about something specific in the course, and say it's content related or project related, doesn't matter. If you ask a question on Slack, Andre will likely be the person answering you. He's really great. He's really effective as just like a person to go to with all your questions that are more technical. And he's also great at giving feedback. So make use of Andre's really amazing skills in Slack. In addition to that, something that hopefully you're excited about that is a really key component of Springboard is you get a mentor. So we will match each of you one-on-one with an industry expert in UX design. And this person will be there for you every week. You'll take a 30-minute call, go over any questions you have. You'll talk about projects you're working on, and they'll give you advice for how to be the best possible designer that you can be. I want to just let you know that we pick people who are not only experts at what they do, but they're also passionate about giving back. And so Springboard is serious about finding folks who really care about their students and really care about your success. And so we have a really great group of mentors that will find a match for you, and you'll find out who your match is on Friday, so the end of this week. You can look for an email from me introducing you to your mentor. We are going to make those matches based on your time availability overlap, as well as skills that you've mentioned in your profile that you're interested in learning. We'll find a mentor who has said, you know, I have those skills, I'm really great with those skills, and I want to help people out there. In addition to mentors, you have career coaches. Career coaches are there to help you specifically with this transition that you're making from whatever field you may be in now into UX design. And they are going to give you career support. They're going to review your resumes and give you some tips for how to network and just build up your network to be in touch with who can help you in your career. And you'll see that as you go through the curriculum, there will be different times where you're prompted to actually reach out and schedule a call with them. So right there, you can see Calvin is one of our career coaches. He's great. We also have a few others, and you'll probably work with a number of them throughout your time. All right. We have more support because, again, we are very much about the student relationships that we build, and we wanted you to know this is a really human-centered program. We offer unlimited mentor calls. So aside from the weekly calls you'll have with your own mentor every single week, you may have questions come up and you just want to talk to somebody who's an expert maybe midweek, and you don't have that call with your own mentor till later on. You have an option to reach out to someone. These will start in about the 3rd or 4th week of the course, so we don't offer these right away, but once you get to that point, you'll see an option in the curriculum to reach out to any of our unlimited mentors. As you see there, Angelo is one of our unlimited mentors along with some others, and they will take a call with you. It's ad hoc, so they won't have all the context your regular mentor will have, but they are great for just answering questions, giving you a new perspective. They can answer technical questions, anything about your coursework or your projects. So make use of that once that comes up in the course, because the more resources you use, the more likely you are to succeed in this course. Finally, on the right side here, we have Jade and Leo. They're our support team. We've got some other folks coming on who will be supporting you as well. But these folks are mostly, if you have questions about your billing or specific tools you're using in the course, more logistical things, please reach out to support@springboard.com, and those folks will get you set up. And they're great, and they're really responsive and really friendly folks. So if you have a billing question or anything like that, reach out to Jade and Leo. Let's talk about the course structure next. So first off, we have a curated project-based curriculum. And what this means is that we curate our content from the best industry experts that we can find, and we make sure that with the help of some of those experts that we are giving you the most up-to-date and valid resources for UX design. If you were to go on Google and just type in how to become a UX designer, you would get, thousands and thousands of hits, but not know what was actually trustworthy, what was the most valid, most up-to-date content. And so we have experts who help us build our curriculum based on what is the best content out there right now. So we'll give you access to things like LinkedIn Learning and other sources that will give you the best content that we can. That'll be videos, you'll have articles and other types of resources. In addition to the content, it's a project-based curriculum because I personally believe that we learn best by doing. And so you can take in all the information possible, but unless you're actually putting those skills into practice, you're missing a big component. So we give you many opportunities throughout the course to actually go ahead and do projects, mini projects and bigger projects that give you a chance to show your skills off and actually be a designer, and not at the end of the course, but from the very beginning. Like I mentioned before, another part of the structure of this course is your weekly 30-minute call with your mentor. This, I would say, personally, I think this is one of the most beneficial things that you'll have in your toolkit, because these mentors, like I said, they're experts, but they're also really compassionate, empathetic people, which a lot of UX designers are, bonus points, because it's a lot about empathy and knowing what users need. And so you'll have this person there to support you and make the most of those calls. Try not to, miss any of those calls. If you ever need to cancel, a call, it does happen from time to time. We understand that. Just give your mentor at least 24 hours notice if you have to cancel or reschedule calls with them. Aside from that, though, you're going to really benefit from these, and I hope that you all really enjoy them. Another part of the structure is our online community. I briefly mentioned it before, but we'll be on Slack. So not only do you have these experts to help you out, but you also have each other. We're going to be together on Slack. So if you ever have a question just for your peers, it could be somebody in this cohort, in the September cohort that you want to reach out to, or you could really reach out to any student who's actually further ahead of you in the course or later on who's coming up behind you. We're all together on there, so use each other as resources. I can say that we've found students who make use of the online community, build networks within Springboard, really have more motivation a lot of times within the course. Some of them even reach out to each other to meet up in person, which I think is a really great idea. Some folks reach out to each other to create study groups. So if you're thinking that could be helpful for you because you're a really social learner, like many of us are, you know, online learning can feel isolating, but we have these options to make it not at all isolating because you can reach out to folks online in Slack, have calls, you know, make it as interactive as you want. The career calls that you'll be having, I also briefly noted, you'll be talking to someone who's a dedicated career coach. So they'll be talking to you about, you know, your resume, how to network, who to network with, you know, what events you can go to build your network, and just all of those topics that are specifically related to that career transition. We are really proud of the fact that every student we have who has the job guarantee and maintains their, you know, part of that agreement by completing the course and doing all the projects, we have been able to place all of our students with the job guarantee into amazing roles at a variety of different companies. And so I know that many of you are here because you want a new job, you want a new career, really, and this is a huge resource for you. These folks are here to help you do that. Finally, we have office hours every week. Office hours are, again, an added bonus that you can come every Tuesday. It's 2:30 p.m. Pacific, and hop on a call. It's just half an hour long. We have two mentors who jump on the call. You can see Greg is pictured there, the Superman shirt. Greg Schwartz is one of them. That he's just a really excellent resource, a UX designer who will give you tips and just answer questions. We also have another host mentor named Deb Edelberg, and she's great too. Both of them will answer any questions you have about, you know, projects you're working on, anything UX design related, they're there. I'm also on those calls just as a host as well, and so you'll see me there. If you're available on Tuesdays at 2:30, please join us. If you're not, it's okay. We will always share those recordings, and you can watch them afterwards. In addition, I want to just mention too that for office hours, we have from time to time, we have alumni come on and share their capstone projects that they've completed with you guys. So it's really nice to see examples from students and hear them talk about it, people who have already completed the course, to give you more ideas of what you can aim for. We've had other guests come on, just UX designers from all sorts of different walks of life. So it's a really good time, and please join us for that. All right, so what's required of you? This must be a question that's on many of your minds. You know, it's pretty simple. We are asking that you complete 100% of the curriculum and that you submit and pass all of your projects, including also mock interviews, career coaching calls. You know, the stakes are high, but we think that this is totally worth it once you complete 100% of projects and curriculum. You can then apply to complete the course. You'll get some feedback from your mentor. And at that point, if everything's done, we'll give you a certificate saying that you accomplished this. So, and again, once you are getting that certificate, it's after you've gotten approval from your mentor and career services to complete the course. All right, so I want to talk to you about making the most of this course because, you know, it's 6 months long, your time is precious, and we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it that you can. And my first tip is always about time management. I just want to acknowledge that a lot of you probably haven't taken online courses before. Some of you may have. I know I've taken online courses. I've taught some online as well. And it's a very different structure, right, from being in an in-person classroom. But like I said, we are here to make this as interactive as possible. And so while we want to make sure that you're not feeling isolated through this process, it is very much, one of your duties to make sure that you're managing time to set aside enough time every week to work on Springboard. This course has a lot of material, and so we're asking students to commit about 15 hours a week to this course. And it's great if you can, set goals, weekly goals, know how to just prioritize that time and make sure that when it's on your calendar, at least I use Google Calendar just to schedule things out like this. I keep that as dedicated time. That's time for my course. And it's not open to, negotiation. If something else comes up, I'm working on my Springboard course, it's on the calendar. Schedule those things out in advance. And, be able to manage your interruptions. They happen, we know, and we understand that if you have any issues or any questions about or concerns about making enough time for the course, you can always reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk through those things with you and make sure you have a game plan that works for you. And we also want to talk about, avoiding procrastination, which happens to all of us from time to time. So be sure to, if that's happening to you, just reach out, get some help planning out your timeline. So we also have a tool that you can use. It's our study plan. If anybody has already gone in the curriculum, and I know many of you already have, you may have seen at the bottom of the screen, there's a study plan button that you can click, and you can open up our kind of a guideline to where you should be at week by week in the course. Now, this is an estimate because we understand students learn differently, and you may spend a little more time on one section and a little time on another section, a little less time on another section, but we get that. And so we don't want you to feel like this is to the T, you have to be at this exact point, but it's a really great tool to use just to see if, generally you're on track, you're in the right place. So use the study plan. I also really recommend where it says expand all there on the right side, click that button. It'll break it down even by hourly basis of, how much time should I be putting toward this part or toward this section, toward this project. Again, estimates, it can be a little bit different for everybody, but this gives you a great idea. And as you're thinking about how you're going to use your time in this course, it's great to just remember, what is this whole timeline going to look like? It's a 6-month course. We're here at orientation, right? The actual official course start date is September 3rd. That's Tuesday because Monday is a holiday, at least in the US. And so you'll start that day, but really you can get started earlier. It's just that week, that next week is when you'll start mentor calls. We do have a refund period that lasts for a week after your start date. And so this one will end on September 9th, Monday, September 9th. And that's for anybody who you get into the course, you look at the curriculum, you kind of figure things out and realize, look, it's not a good time for me. This is maybe too much just given my busy schedule or whatever it is. We understand. And so within that first week, if you just let us know, we can cancel your account with a full refund. We want to just make sure you're not paying for something you're not going to find useful. All right, so going through the course, you'll go through each month. And like I said, you'll be finishing after 6 months, but I do want to note that you'll apply to complete your course a day before your end date. And so the end date is March 3rd. And if you are on track to complete on that day, just make sure you apply to complete the day, at least the day before, so that you won't be billed for an extra cycle. We don't want you paying for anything you're not using. I also added in there, toward the end of the course, we're going to have something called an IDP. It's an industry design project. And this is something where you'll actually be working for an outside company, giving them some deliverables and things that you can put in your portfolio. So that'll be toward the end of the course. I want to talk a little bit more about that too in a moment. So course milestones. The course itself is 24 different units, and they all, lead into each other. They all relate to each other. So it'll feel very natural to flow through those. But I want to just point out some really big things that you're working towards so you can keep this in mind and kind of know, okay, what are my biggest goals here? One is your capstone project. This is a design project that you'll be working on from the beginning. So from unit 1, you'll start thinking about it. You'll start brainstorming about what you want to design, an app, a website, something you're passionate about, something you're interested in that you're going to enjoy working on for all this time. And then you'll go through every unit, and there'll be little bits and pieces of that capstone you'll be working on. until Unit 20 when you'll actually present that with a mentor. So that's a really big part of this course. And also something that you can really enjoy if you pick something you like and you actually want to design this thing. The second thing is a design sprint. After you complete your capstone, you'll have the chance to do a sprint, which is a common method in the tech world that is used to get projects done. It's 5 days. You put in multiple hours every day of that 5-day time period, and you work toward a specific design goal. So we'll give you a design sprint, a challenge basically for that 5 days in Unit 21. Then Unit 22, this is what I was referring to. You have a 4-week-long project known as the Industry Design Project. And I actually have to say I'm very excited about this project because our students have largely said they love this and it's given them such great real-world experience. We will actually match you with a tech company who needs some sort of deliverables. They may ask you to do user research. They may ask you to redesign something on their website. It can be a range of different things, but you get to work directly with that company and show them, you know, what you're worth as a UX designer. Get out there. And we find that our students have been doing amazing. So it's been really fun, but also it's just a really great way to build something that you can put in your portfolio, show to employers, potential employers, and say, look, I've created this and it's, you know, it's online, it's out there. It's a real world project that I've done. So just keep that in mind. It's toward the very end of the course, Unit 22, that's 22 out of 24. So remember that you're working up toward that. So you'll have all the skills you need to do a 4-week project for an outside company. And finally, your portfolio. This is where we give you the chance to actually start putting together that portfolio, that magic portfolio I've been referring to, and bring together some of the projects you've worked on to show to potential employers. All right, that was all about time management, just giving you an outlook on what to expect. But the second thing is your mentor relationship. I can't emphasize enough how important this is going to be. So with your first call, again, you're going to learn who this is at the end of this week. You'll start calls next week. Just make sure you get some background information out there with you and your mentor on your first call. Learn about their background. Also share about yours. Maybe you're coming from an industry that is in no way related to UX design. Great. Tell them about that. They'll be interested to know. Also, if you have certain goals or just ideas about how you learn, share that with your mentor. And finally, I do suggest for your first call with your mentor, be sure to just share some sort of backup video call link or even just your phone number with them every now and then. These, let me mention that it's going to be on Skype. So every now and then Skype may not work for you. Who knows? We have glitches happen once in a blue moon. If that happens to you, be ready to call them on Hangout, Google Hangouts, or on your phone. We just don't want you to waste that precious time with your mentor. I said this before, but please communicate any cancellations or reschedules with at least 24 hours notice directly to your mentor. They need to know if their schedule is changing, if you're going to be around for that call or not. And so please keep that in mind and treat these calls with your mentor as you would any business meeting. These are, again, experts in their field. They're making time because they care about helping other UX designers. Honor their time, and they'll also honor your time. So we just ask for that 24-hour notice. Right. So you may have heard that we have a summit coming up. This is our one-day conference. It's called Springboard Rise, and it's very soon. It's on September 7th. Sorry if you can't see that whole slide, but it's on September 7th. It's a Saturday in Sunnyvale, California. We are still letting students get tickets to this, and we really encourage you to join. Maybe you're still really new, right, to UX, and you're thinking, should I go to a conference that is for data scientists and UX designers? Yes, you should. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. We'll have over 400 students, alumni, mentors there, and you'll be able to network. You'll be able to meet some of us who work at Springboard. It's just a really good time, and you get to mingle with each other as well. So if you're interested in that, you can absolutely get a free ticket since you are our newest cohort. We are giving you the chance, and that says August, but I do mean September. Students who use the code VIP student at checkout, your ticket will be free, which is amazing and wonderful. So feel free to check out our landing page for that. You can also just Google Springboard Rise and learn more. Okay, so what's next? You should finish the getting started section of the curriculum before you have your first mentor call. I know some of you have already dove in. You've seen that section. Some of you haven't. That's totally fine. Just make sure you get that done before you have your first mentor call next week. I encourage you to start thinking about your capstone project topic. This is, like I said, you're going to be designing something. It's an app, it's a website, it's something that you care about, it's something you're interested in, hopefully something that's fun for you to design. So start thinking about what you want to do. It doesn't hurt to get started right away. And before your first call with your mentor, it doesn't hurt to email them and say hi. Excuse me. All right. September 3rd is our start date. Excuse me. Ooh. I think we'll just jump into questions since my voice is going out. Okay. So we have a few questions in the chat. Will I be able to change my mentor hours after the course starts? You should be able to go in and add your availability to your profile for mentor calls. If that changes, you should be able to change it yourself, but if you have any issues with that, just reach out to me and let me know what your new availability is. Okay, someone was also asking, one sec. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody was also asking about the industry design project. You'll be working with the companies remotely, yes. And we have someone here who's our coordinator, Sia, and she will be matching you with companies that currently need certain projects. And so it's going to be based on what their companies need at that time that you sign up. So everything is different. Every time it's different, kind of what the projects will be and who you'll be working with. And so we'll tell you more when the time comes, but you'll be signing up for that toward Unit 22. All right, someone's asking about Slack, and also if you are in the curriculum, there will be a spot for you to, a link to join the Slack community. And so if you haven't seen that, you should see that if you start going through the first few subunits. If later on you don't have access for any reason, just reach out to me. Okay, one more question here. Is there a list of software we should have installed? So you will be going through the curriculum and you'll see, you'll be prompted to use different types of software. We have agreements with certain companies to use trial periods with them. For other ones, it's a little bit different. But for each of them, there will be a place in the curriculum where you can do that. And you'll be able to reach out also to our support team. Leo specifically, he'll be able to set you up with any of our software that we'll be using. So if you haven't seen the link in your curriculum to actually reach out and do that, to actually initiate that, you can always just email Leo, who can help you out. All right, we have a couple more coming in. Okay, so somebody is asking about, and by the way, if you can just make sure your microphone is muted unless you are asking a question. We just don't want to have that background noise. Someone is asking about just logging in and accessing the course and the curriculum. Yeah, if you just go to springboard.com, on the right-hand corner, in the upper-hand corner, you will be able to see a login link, and just click in there and make sure you add your credentials. And you should be able to see the curriculum. If anybody is having any problems logging into their own profile or the curriculum, email me, jess@springboard.com, and I'll make sure that there aren't any glitches there, but hopefully everyone has access to that. All right, looks like that's all the questions in the chat box. Again, sorry about my throat. I'm getting a little bit of a cough here today. If anyone else has one more last question, you're welcome to unmute your microphone and just ask away. I'll give you a couple seconds if that's you. All right. And if not, that's totally fine. We will always have the chance to chat. If you just want to email me, set up a call with me, I'm here for you as you move through the curriculum. Again, thank you all so much for joining this orientation today. It means a lot that you made the time for it and that you're committed to this course. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you guys. Again, I'll be on, I'll see you all joining Slack probably within the next week or so if you haven't already, so you can meet each other a little bit more, introduce yourself, and let everyone know kind of where your background is, where you're coming from, your background. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Look out for those emails from me. The mentor matching email will be coming on Friday. So great to see you all here and looking forward to this amazing 6 months ahead. All right. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.